Hello and welcome to a new episode with MTG Josh. Today we will be looking at a colourless historic Brawl deck. So it's unique in the fact that there aren't any wastes in the format, which is the basic land that taps for colourless. However, there are other coloured lands you can use to fill that slot. So in this case I will be using islands to fill the land slot. So if you think that looks weird, that's why. But the general for this colourless deck will be Ulamog, a 10 mana 10/10 with Indestructible. When you cast him, you can exile 2 target permanents, so this is a great way to get rid of your opponent's threats. And also, whenever he attacks, defending player exiles the top 20 cards of the library. So in 5 hits, your opponent will be dead to that no matter what. So yeah, it's a really cool general. In order to cast such a beastly card, you're going to want to use a lot of ramp spells, so we're going to have things like Cold Steel Heart, Guardian Idol, Mind Stone, and then the best one of all is Forsaken Monument. 5 mana artifact, give your colourless creatures +2/+2, but whenever you tap a land or a permanent even for a colourless mana, you get an additional colourless mana, so it essentially doubles your mana output, which is really good. And also whenever you cast a colourless spell, you gain 2 life as well. So as long as you've got plenty of ramp in this deck, you should get lucky enough to cast him out at least one time, but that might be enough anyway. To complement the ramp package, we have some scry ability like Treasure Map, Thematic Compass to get lands out of your deck, and all manner of other cards that ramp and draw, like Solemn Simulacrum as well, and even chuck a couple of Planeswalkers in there, like Karn Sign of Urza, which gives you a bit of card advantage. So obviously it's a colourless deck, so you're not going to have access to a lot of the coloured cards, which are some of the strongest cards in the game. But yeah, we'll see how we get on in today's games. Okay, so we have our first opponent, which is an Omnath 4-colour deck, and probably going to have a lot of landfall triggers. So our starting hand is fairly decent with 3 lands, a way to draw, and 3 ramp spells. Yeah, so we definitely want to keep this. As long as our opponent doesn't disturb us too much, this could be looking good. So they're going to be getting a lot of mana from this Lotus Cobra, so we're just going to have to try and endure it if we can. Opponent going first is always bad, especially when they have green in their colours. Okay, Valakut Exploration, so they get a few more cards off the top with that. Let's go with a Chaos Wand. Might get some cool spells off their deck by using this spell. Triggering Valakut, so they could play Thassa if they had blue, so they do. So Thassa is a way to flicker all their creatures, which is quite scary. So it's a landfall deck with a lot of ETBs, I'm guessing. So we do have the Forsaken Monument. And what's the best thing to do? I think, yeah, let's do a bit of ramp before we activate the Chaos Wand. So let's go for Mana Geode, Square 1. So we want to try and find a land. So we definitely have all the pieces for Ulamog. We just have to get lucky and try and escape some of the opponent's craziness. So Terramorphic Expanse means they're going to play some scary stuff. Because it's a fetch land, it comes in, triggers Cobra, gets a land. Playing Omnath. So yeah, they've got a crazy engine already. Didn't take that long for them to get this going. So Omnath will come back in, draw them another card. So in their next turn they can play all manner of scary things. So at least we got an island. What can we do? We could risk it by playing the Monument, seeing what happens next turn. Or we could play it safe by casting cast a ramp spell. And then we can still activate Chaos Wand in their turn. So the risk of playing the Forsaken Monument is that they could just destroy it and then our next turn is kind of blanked anyway. So it would be nice to play the Forsaken Monument and being able to use it as well, which would be quite nice. So they're going to get some triggers. So if you're not seeing Omnath, whenever it comes in, draw a card. Whenever a land enters, they gain a 4 life if it's the first time it's happened this turn. If it's a second land that's coming, they get red, green, white, and blue. And if it's a third time, it does 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker your opponent's control, which is brutal. So let's see what they're going to do. Okay, so luckily they're just getting some lands and mana rocks off the top. So let's activate Chaos Wand in response to this being cast. Yeah, so we might as well play it to kill the snake. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we weren't able to kill the Risen Reef as well, but wow, they're going to counter the sure, so they're countering the spell to save the Cobra. I suppose that does mean that we can resolve a Forsaken Monument eventually. Yeah, it looks like they're going off. So lots of ramp. Down to 8. So that's pretty bad. So yeah, lots of ramp basically. And they can flicker the Omnath or the Risen Reef to draw a card. Wow. Yeah. They've got a lot more stuff than we have. But this is the thing about playing a colours deck. It's not easy at all. So play the Monument. And so they've got lethal on board, so the only thing we can really do is activate Chaos Wand in their turn and hope we hit something good. They just had the perfect draw of this game. Lotus Cobra into Omnath. Okay, so this has to be a board wipe, and they can probably counter anyway, so it's not looking good. So is it Day of Judgment? Do they have a counter spell? They do. So yeah, that's game. So unfortunately the opponent had everything again, even though we hit a board wipe. Just the way the game goes sometimes. Next game. Okay, and our next opponent is a huge sliver. A huge sliver being the first sliver. And this is not a great start. Let's mulligan this. Only 2 lands, but yeah, let's keep this anyway. We can draw with Eye of Vecna, and we've got a mana ramp, so let's see if we can get into that. If you've not seen the first sliver, it's a 5 mana 7/7 with Cascade, and gives all other sliver spells you cast have Cascade, so this is a really terrifying card. So yeah, let's cast a Soulguide Lantern for no value, just because we want to be able to use this to draw a card. So you may notice this deck that I've created has a lot of these style effects. Just cantrips they're called, so any card that just draws another card, despite what the main process of the card is. Destiny Spinner, okay. Cast Eye of Vecna, draw a card, lose 2. And on upkeep you can pay 2 to draw a card and lose another 2, but I think we're going to hold off that and we're going to cast a Mana Geode. So they're ramping as well, so they're going to have a turn 4 first sliver, which is pretty terrifying. The first sliver is one of the new cards from the historic Jumpstart set that they just released, with the controversial new abilities that people don't like. But yeah, this is one of the new slivers that they've added. So yeah, let's play Mana Geode, square 1. So yeah, we're going to be in a world of pain if they cast their 7 mana dude. Let's just see if we can outlast whatever they get out for free as well. So luckily it's just a mana rock. They will be swinging in for 2. Decline that. And let's cast the Forsaken Monument. Okay, here we go guys, let's see if we can last 1 turn. If we get to untap with this, then it's good news. If we don't, then it'll be terrible. Probably going to die. Spark double, okay. I presume, okay, yep, so we can have another sliver. But it wasn't a cast trigger. So luckily they don't get any cascades. Although Realm Walker is actually a sliver because it's all creature type, so it does trigger cascade twice. And they dig very deep in their deck to get a, drum roll please, a Mox Amber. Which gets them... What does it get them? Oh, an imposter. So are they going infinite here? Seems like... Seems like they are. So I've never seen this before in Arena. What happens once you get to the 1 mana cascade spell? Does it just cascade infinitely? Because that would mean the game just ended in a draw unless somebody conceded. So they're going to now cascade into a 0 CMC spell, which they don't have anymore. Oh man, this is weird. I've never seen this before, guys. But yeah, double cascade. I guess it goes to the deck, and then if you've got nothing, then it just hits nothing. If you cast a 1 mana sliver. So I'm not sure what's happening here, if the opponent's panicking because I'm going to cast Ulamog next turn, or... There's no escape, I'm afraid. If you can't stop the Forsaken Monument. Oh boy, this is an annoying trigger, not going to lie. Finally. So yeah, if you're one of these players, I'd like to ask you a question, and that question is, why do you wait so long to do anything? Just have a bit of sportsmanship in you. Those triggers didn't have to take that long, let's face it. And the honest part is, I'm probably going to die now anyway. So they wasted all that time for literally nothing. Let's exile their 2 baddest boys. And yeah, they're still going to have a lot of stuff coming through as well, so I can block 1, and I'll still take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so they're going to recast the sliver, which gets them more slivers. Let's see if I can outlast. So it can't be blocked. That is annoying. Let's see what we can do. Well, definitely let's cast the Platinum Angel, so we can't lose the game until they kill it. And then let's... Oh, yep, nice. Nice victory there. Moving on to our next opponent, which is Siona. I hope you are a sporting opponent, Rice. 1204. Yeah, let's mulligan this. Trying to have 3 lands in your starting hand. Oh man, okay, 2. Well, let's not go to 6. That's a really weird mulligan. It basically gave me like a couple of the same cards back. So Siona is an enchantment build. When she enters play, look at the top 7 cards of your library and reveal an aura and put that into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. Whenever you, an aura you control becomes attached to a creature, create a 1/1. So she's a really nice way of generating advantage. So yeah, the idea of this deck is to play lots of small things that draw cards in hopes of drawing more lands. Let's see if we can achieve this. So they're going to go off with some Season of Growth, which is an amazing card. Whenever a creature comes in, they scry 1. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card. So they're going to be getting a lot of advantage here. Let's play a mana Geo to scry 1. No land on top, so get that away. And let's see what they do. Okay, this is quite scary. They're going to have a 3/3 Flying Vigilance Lifelink. That's going to do some work, especially next turn if they dub it, making it +2/+2. So it definitely is a race against time here. Let's get the Ratchet Bomb out. Put a counter. So the danger of Ratchet Bomb here is Siona is a 3-mana spell, and we have rocks that cost 3, so we probably don't want to Ratchet Bomb and destroy our things that cost 3, because that would be a bit of a silly thing to do. So maybe do something for 2 mana. And they're going for 3 as well, so they're hitting the 3 sweet spot. So I think 2 is the sweet spot we want to go to for Ratchet Bomb. But yeah, I'm not sure how much longer we can last against a gigantic Siona. Although it's still only 3 power, but yeah. Okay, so let's play the Lotus. Put a counter on Ratchet Bomb. I guess we could play Sky Scanner just as a blocker. Hopefully get a land. Okay, no land, but at least we can block 1 attack. It's all about the runes. Yeah, the runes are pretty cool. So it's got Flying, Vigilance, Lifelink and Trample. Lovely keywords there. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So we're 2 off. So they might be targeting us with some juicy removal spell. Or they might just be looking at the CMC for Ratchet Bomb.
There is so much existence beyond
Exile target creature on sharp you don't control. So luckily his -3 can't hit our artifacts.
punishment befitting of the crime.
Okay, so it's a very aggressive removal. Just to get rid of our 1/1, which is fair enough. They want to get in for some swings. So let's kick the Skyclave Relic. And then we can still cast a treasure chest. And then pass the turn. So unless they can get rid of all our rocks, we might be able to cast Ulamog. So how much mana do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, we do have enough mana to cast Ulamog, unless they disturb us. I have a feeling with that many cards they might be able to. Yeah, it's a very risky deck, playing Ulamog. But that's just the way it is sometimes for a 10 mana spell. So we don't want to crack the Ratchet Bomb until the opponent is finished loading up their creature with enchantments, because they might play some more 2 mana enchantments on it, you see, and you don't want to bomb too early just in case. Because at the minute we are going to get 3 hits. We're going to get 1 Season of Growth, and we're going to get a couple of dudes. A couple of things off that. Let's see if this is enough to kill us. So that would be 18. So yeah, Season of the Mask. Ancestral Mask gets +2/+2 for each other enchantment on the battlefield. Okay. That might be enough, you know. That's a crazy spell. 21. Yeah, I think that might be enough anyway to kill us. So yeah, let's see if that reduces it to... Yeah, still 14. Oh well. Close call. The opponent having drawing and all sorts was yeah, detrimental there for us, but no worries. Moving on to the next game. Our next opponent is a Ralzarek. Oh, okay, so it's going to be a spell-heavy deck. This seems like a risky keep having 2 lands again. I don't know what's wrong with the algorithm lately, but they just love giving me 2 lands despite having almost 40 lands in this deck. So we'll keep it, but only because of environmental sciences. So the sciences will get us a land. Drawing a land was nice. Resolving a spell is another matter entirely. So they're going to have a turn 3 Ral. But that's nice because it gives us a window to cast the Chaos Wand, which is, as you've seen in the channel in other videos, this is one of my favourite cards for this format. As long as it survives. But yeah, they're in red, so they probably have ways to deal with artifacts. Midnight Clock, okay, that gives us a small window. If we can cast an Ulamog though, it would be great, because red-blue doesn't have ways to deal with big indestructible creatures that much. I mean, there are 2 or 3 blue ways to exile, but we'll just have to see. So they've gone for the -2. Of course they had the destroy artifact. I do feel very unlucky sometimes coming across opponents who always happen to go first and always have the exact removal, which is just absurd. But now they have to destroy an artifact, and this isn't optional. I guess they didn't. Yeah, I guess they could just whiff it. Right, let's see if they've got any more artifact removal.
Better watch out. There's a storm brewing.
Okay, so they're going to draw 2. Times 2, so they're going to draw 4. Did they get a shatter or any kind of artifact destruction? So it looks like they're not going to do anything, so I might as well crack this in their turn. So this way it will stop them casting anything, or if they're a silly person, they'll still cast something anyway. As in permanent wise. So they're going for the scry rather than the minus, which is optimistic. Because if I was going to crack the vault anyway, they might as well have just killed him, right? But maybe they want me to just get rid of it now. Yeah, strange. So I get rid of 2 things at least. Midnight Clock is a great hit. I don't want them drawing 7 more cards later on. They could counter the activated ability, which would be really annoying, using Stifle or something like that. So they're going to abrade their own artifact. I mean, I ain't complaining. That abrade could be used to kill my Meteor Golem, so. 6 mana open. So let's cast the little Farfinder first to get a land. And we might as well cast a Conjurant just to use our mana up. So we've got a 6 mana, 1 mana off casting a Meteor Golem. Go for a Signet and a Dynavolt Tower. Okay. I mean, let's go for attacks first. Am I even scared of Dynavolt Tower? Do I really want to use the Golem on that? I need 5 energy to deal 3 damage. Doesn't seem that bad. Probably have a counter spell. But if they have a counter spell for this, they would have had a counter spell for the Golem anyway. So okay, fair enough. Let's get a better card advantage then. Well, there's a Forsaken Monument we can try and get later, but there's also a Platinum Angel, so nice. I mean, the irony is that we don't really need the Forsaken Monument anymore anyway. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7. We're 3 off casting Ulamog naturally. I mean, yeah, definitely accelerate it by 1 turn at least. It's so difficult to navigate this format at the moment because there's so many blue decks. So yeah, trying to resolve spells is a bit of a nightmare. Part of the joy is to destroy opponents that just want to use permission decks all the time. So another draw 2 spell, so they've got so many ways to deal damage and draw. So we can't get the Forsaken Monument back, but we can use Treasure Chest perhaps, unless they counter it with Annul. Let's just have a look and see. Yeah, let's roll the dice. See what we get. 19, damn. Almost got to 20. Swing in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you were 2 off. I've got some nice pieces to set up along the way. We can resolve any of them. But yeah, if we can resolve Ulamog, should be good. Okay, so they're going to kill a 1-1. Interesting. Three, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So what should we do? I guess we could start with the Letter of Acceptance. So because the game hangs there, I feel like they've got a counter spell. So they can see Platinum Angel in our hand. So I guess we can let them counter this, because I doubt they're going to win with regular damage anyway. Yeah, so we knew that was coming, because we felt the game lag on casting stuff. And I don't think we're going to win the game by beating them in the air with 4-4. So they can deal 3 damage to any target. Rowan, okay. So we do have 10 mana, and they can't counter the triggered ability of Ulamog. So let's try and just get this off. Yeah, they can counter Ulamog, but I'm still going to exile their stuff. So counter activate ability, okay, fair enough. So we still get to keep the Ulamog.
Think you can beat me?
Let's see if they've got other ways to stop me.
There's a storm coming your way.
Interesting. They're going to gain control of it. Okay, that's mildly terrifying. Okay. Yeah, that's bad. Well, looks like we've been played.
Art and combat are so different.
So yeah, don't think we've got any way to get that back. So yeah, going to call that one over, I think. We can't stop the Ulamog with these colourless spells. So yeah, unfortunately there we got seriously played. On to the next one. Okay, and the next opponent is a Turgid, so this is going to be a mono black discard deck. Okay, we go first and we've got 3 lands, that's nice. So let's begin with Reliquary Tower and a Fountain of Renewal. So Turgid says whenever an opponent sacks or discards a permanent card, you put that card onto the graveyard. From the graveyard onto battlefield under your control. So we have to be careful not to give them any of our things. Let's go for the compass. So opponent's ramping as well. So we can ramp 2. So they're 1 mana off casting Turgid. So we've got a land. Let's search for a land with Thematic Compass. And we can search for another land with Environmental Sciences. Okay, let's see how this goes. I mean, the plus side is we just want to kind of empty our hand until Turgid can come down and disrupt us. Luckily we've got Thematic Compass to keep searching for lands, making us discard. Okay. Yeah, I guess we can discard the lands, because we're just going to get 1 back anyway with Compass. It's pretty mean though, yeah. Pretty mean card. Definitely slows us down. So go for the Obelisk. Activate to get the land. Yep, I mean, it's slow and steady wins the race here. When the compass flips, that becomes a land as well. So, okay, we really don't want them to have this. So we're definitely going to play the Cosmos Elixir. Get a land with the compass. And play it. So unfortunately we do have hand fodder for their Turgid, so whatever we discard they're going to get. But yeah, it's a very risky strategy, just playing the rocks. So they're going to choose and discard a card and then get it. So if they get this spare supplies, it means they get to draw a card when that comes in as well. Okay. So interesting how they didn't want to draw a card from spare supplies. I guess they're going for the aggressive route, which is fair enough. So yeah, we want to get a land from the compass. Do we want to exile anything from there? No, let's just see. So we can't play the... So if they get an Ugin, that's going to be terrible. So yeah, we're going to want to not play the Lantern in case they make us discard. The good news is we do have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 mana, so we can cast an Ulamog on the next turn. Going to take a beating. Down to 17, so we can last a little bit longer in the combat zone. So it seems like the opponent's run out of discard spells. Ah, Honden, that's going to be annoying. But hopefully we can exile that when we cast Ulamog. So yeah, we're definitely going to get rid of the Honden and the Turgid. We don't want them getting any synergy off those. So given that the opponent is a mono black deck, this... yeah, so they've got a sacrifice spell. Yeah, thought as much. But we have been gaining 3 life every turn, so we can hang in there a bit longer. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're not far recasting Ulamog again. So what do we want to do? Yeah, I think we cast Ugin again. And we're going to destroy Turgid.
And wise. Be gone, interloper.
And the nice thing about Ugin is it does discount our colourless spells too. So we can solemn for 2 mana and ramp. And we can cast Soul Guard for free, exiling any of the spells in the graveyard, doesn't really matter. And then we could cast Conjurant for... how much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 with Ugin's discount. Okay, let's see how we hold up. So they probably will swing in everything at Ugin just to take him out, which makes sense. So we block those. So yeah, we still lose Ugin, but at least we take down a couple of their dudes as well.
I will seek other allies.
What can we do? So we still can't cast Ulamog, but we can cast a Mana Geode, and that lets us scry 1. And then, yeah, I think we passed the turn. Just hang in there a bit longer. We might... ah, okay, Citadel, that's definitely not a good card to see. But if we can survive one more turn of this, we can exile that again. So we don't actually have any cards in hand, so they just lost 3 life for nothing, which is good for us. Okay. So here's a dilemma. If we... yeah, we don't want Solemn to die yet, because if they've got a sack effect, we can sack the Solemn to it. You have to be cautious with black. Yeah, if you don't have an extra creature out when Ulamog's in play and they make a sack, then that means we have to sack the Ulamog. So let's draw a card at the end of their turn. And... yep. Let's cast the Ulamog. So we get rid of the Citadel and the Spectre. Play Field of the Dead, get a zombie. And now we can risk attacking in because we have another creature to sack to a sack effect. So this life gain has definitely been keeping us in this game. Let's see if we can reduce their life to 20. Recasting Turgid. Well, definitely want to attack in. Make them exile 20. And just in case anything goes wrong, I'm going to cast a Perilous Vault now. And the Spinning Wheel. Because we don't want them to get control of the Perilous Vault, because if they did, they could use it against us and we would be absolutely screwed. So luckily we don't have any cycling cards. So yeah, just a warning, if you ever use fight against Turgid, do not cycle lands because then they'll get them. Dread Presence, going to keep them in the game a bit longer. See, we can use this to tap down their Turgid. Ratchet Bomb's quite nice as well. So yeah, we're definitely going to want to don't keep scary cards in your hand for them to steal. Go to combat, swing in, go to full control just so I can tap down the Foundry Inspector. So if they do want to block, they're going to have to block with their Dread Presence. So yeah, full control. If you press the control button, it puts you into full control, which means you can do all the little nuanced things you can do in real life Magic, like hold priority. And yeah, I think we should pass the turn. So they're at 9, so they have to block next turn, unless they gain 2 life. Interesting. So they get a 2/2. Attacking with Turgid. Do I want to block? No, not really. Let's put a counter on the Ratchet Bomb. And swing in with Ulamog again. So they're hanging in there with zombies. Cast the Erasca Relic. And then we can even venture into the dungeon with this dungeon map. To be aggressive, make each player lose a life. Pass a turn. Killing a zombie. So that takes them exactly to 10 now. So them losing a life last turn actually mattered. Yep, that's it. Okay, moving into the post-game wrap for this video. So what do I feel about Ulamog? At the moment, the mana base is very underdeveloped, so you're going to be using a lot of basic lands which do nothing in this deck. Give it a few years and the lands will be far superior. You can have all the uncommon and common colourless lands which will really just boost the deck. And I say that because the basics aren't providing anything, so you need other bonuses instead of the coloured mana, because obviously in a regular deck the colour mana will be pumping your colourful spells, which are better spells. In a colourless deck your spells are doing nowhere near as much as the coloured decks are. I would actually say hold off on building a colourless deck at the moment unless you've got basically balls of steel, because I found testing incredibly difficult. I think I probably lost about 50 to 60% of my games playing the deck sheerly because Ulamog is so expensive to cast. When creating this deck, I thought it would be enough to just have loads of ramp and lots of ways to like draw and scry, but yeah, that's certainly not enough versus the people that want to keep using the Golos decks and the Kenrith and the Kinnan decks, you know, the top tier ones. So it's a bit of a nightmare to traverse that battlefield at the moment. Obviously, if you can resolve Ulamog, that's fantastic, but then as you saw in one of the games, you can lose him to a sacrifice effect, or you can get him stolen with blue spells, so it's a very dangerous game to play. It certainly is a fun experience casting him in exile and 2 things. But yeah, give it a go if you dare, but certainly at this point in the arena there aren't enough colourless spells to really support a card like this. There's only one really decent spell in Forsaken Monument which gets them out twice as fast, but everything else is kind of filler ramp spells. But yeah, if you did like this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and yeah, if you want to get notifications for further videos, yeah, click the bell icon. So until next time guys, take care and see you later. Bye.